Hey guys, welcome to Silicon Valley Girl. Today we're going to talk about my investment portfolio and what's in it. I have started investing in March this year. I started to think about investing earlier in 2019, but I was kind of hesitating because I didn't have a lot of information. I started this savings bank account at Chase Bank. This was my investment strategy. I was like, okay, 0.01% is a little weird, but it's really funny how much you're making on those savings accounts. And then I found a book by Tony Robbins called Money Master the Game. And I was like, oh my God, compound interest. I'm losing so much money on this. Oh my God, S&P 500. And I started learning about all of those instruments. And then in March, when the markets were down, I was like, I need to start investing. I need to start right now because I really want to preserve capital for future generations. I want to preserve capital for my retirement. So in March 2020, I made my first investment on Vanguard. And before I go into details of what I'm buying on Vanguard and Webull and other apps that I'm using, I want to tell you that I'm still very, very conservative. Like today I was watching a video by another investment blogger and he was like, his name is Nate, and he was like, I think he said, my cash position is like 36% and I know it's a lot. And I'm like, okay, my cash position is 86% right now. I only invested 14% of what I have because I just started. And I'm kind of scared of the market because it's up and down. 2020 is crazy. And I think your investment strategy should be based on how well can you sleep at night if you have 50% of your total assets invested. How would you sleep at night if the next coronavirus happens in 2021 and then your assets lose 50% of their value? Like, I wouldn't be able to sleep at night. I'm so emotional with investing. And so part of my strategy is to exclude being emotional, and I do that by automating my investments. And part of my strategy is to be conservative until I'm 100% sure that I have studied everything that I can about the instrument. By the way, guys, of course, by no means I'm an investment specialist. I don't give any advice. I'm just this random YouTuber who decided to start investing. So please don't relate to this video as, you know, an invitation to start investing. This is just something for you to enjoy watching, something that I would enjoy watching. I love watching how other people invest, but I also understand that I would make my decisions only for myself because, again, I will have to sleep with this at night when my assets start losing value. Of course, it's really easy to say, oh my God, I'm making this, this, and that, and people start investing. But then the markets turn around and the story is completely different. Now, most of my investing is happening on Vanguard these days, and I'm buying different index funds. So if you're not familiar with index funds and ETFs, let me just give you a quick explanation of what it is. So we have different stocks of the companies, and for example, you come to a market and you have this guy who's selling oranges, Amazon stock, Apple stock, I don't know, Plums, Microsoft stock. And you're like, you have 20 bucks and you're like, should I buy Apple? Should I buy Amazon? Should I buy this, this, or that? And it could turn out this way that the orange that you tasted in the market was one of the best oranges. And then you bring them home and you spend all your $20 on just buying oranges. And you come back home and they're really sour and you don't like them. So in order to diversify, you just ask the guy to give you a little of everything for $20. And this is basically what an index fund or ETF is. It's like a mix of stocks in the market. Index funds are a little more expensive. They, for example, VTIAX that I buy has 0.11% management fee, and the minimum amount that you can invest is $3,000. But the thing with index funds, you can automate the investment. So when you start buying into the fund, when you have $3,000 minimum invested, you can automate additional purchases. So I automated it and my investment happens automatically every week. By the way, I invest less than 10% of my income, again, because of my strategy, because of being emotional, because of not being too confident of what's happening on the market. But I think in 2021 and 2022, I would increase to maybe like 40 or 50%. That's the goal. And then VTIAX has a corresponding ETF that is called VXUS.IV. The minimum price is the price of a stock of this ETF, which is currently $88. The commission is lower, it's 0.08%, but you cannot automate it. And for me, automation is a big deal. Maybe if you're organized, if you don't care about your emotions, you can do this every Monday. You know, you go to Vanguard, you buy another ETF. I can't do that because sometimes I forget, and sometimes the market is, I don't know, down, and I'm like, maybe it's gonna be even lower next week. Maybe I should postpone. So in order to get rid of those thoughts, in order to be following the principle of dollar cost averaging at its best, I just automated everything. So here are the funds that I'm buying on Vanguard. VBLAX, US investment grade bonds with maturities of more than 10 years. And it's 60% corporations, 40% US government bonds. VTSAX, entire US market, including large and small corporations. And that index fund includes Apple, Amazon, Berkshire Hathaway, Johnson & Johnson, all the famous companies, and smaller ones as well. VIGAX includes companies that tend to grow faster than the market, and currently that's IT, so they have Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, etc. And the last but not the least, VTIAX. It provides you exposure to both developed and emerging international economies, excluding the US. So you have Tencent, Alibaba there, and companies like that. There are so many rules about building your investment portfolio, and one of the rules that I've heard is that the amount of bonds that you hold in your portfolio should be equal to your age. So I'm 30 years old, and if I follow that rule, 30% of my portfolio should be bonds, but I'm a little riskier, if you can say it that way. So in Vanguard, 20% of my investments goes to VBLAX, which is a bond fund. The rest goes to stock funds that I've mentioned before. And I also have another portfolio of stocks. I use both Webull and Robinhood just because I love to test different apps and also test interactive brokers. By the way, all the links will be below, and if you use my affiliate links, then you're gonna get free stocks when you sign up for Webull or Robinhood. The thing is with stocks, you can't really automate anything. You have to make decisions yourself. They're a lot riskier, but at the same time, they can also generate a lot more money. The thing is, I'm not really experienced with buying stocks, so currently my Webull portfolio generates around 5.6% annually, and I started investing in March this year. My Vanguard portfolio generates over 11%, and again, I've started investing in March this year. So now going back, I'm really happy that I put more money in Vanguard because it's less risky, because I'm still kind of playing with the stock market. And I know it's not really the time to give assessments to my portfolio because, I'm investing long term. It's gonna be a lot more informative to look at my portfolio in 3 to 5 years and see what's happening. But right now I'm happy with the results because again, 11%, 5.6% is a lot better than 0.01% that I would have had if I never watched Graham's videos, if I never read Tony Robbins' book, if I never watched Nate's videos. So I'm very grateful that there are so many people on YouTube talking about their investments, and I'm really happy to share my journey with you as well. I wanted to wrap up this video with a story. In September, I was talking to one of my friends who's a very experienced investor, and he holds a lot of Amazon stock, and I think he bought it 5 years ago. So he's making a lot of money. And back then I had like 90% of my assets in cash. And he was like, Marina, you can't do that. Money has to be working. You have to invest. And if you remember, end of August, beginning of September, markets were up. And I was like, and he was making so much money. He was like, we were sitting at a restaurant and he sold his stocks, made like 60K in 5 minutes. Well, of course not 5 minutes, but when he sold, he made 60K. I was like, wow, this is crazy. And I came back home and I was like, okay. And I told my husband, let's start shopping for stocks. Let's buy some stocks. So we bought Tesla, which again, this is a stock that fluctuates crazily. Like Elon Musk goes to Joe Rogan, says something on Twitter, and the stock loses its value, and then something happens, it's included in S&P 500, and it's skyrocketing. So with this, I got really emotional, and I was really happy when in December, when Tesla got included into S&P 500, that was the first time that I saw green numbers on that deal, because before that it was only in red. Same with Amazon stock, it is still in red because it hasn't recovered since September. Google stock kind of recovered because I also had it back in July. But the thing is, I know I get too emotional when I hear advice. I want you to always sit down and decide for yourself. No matter what you hear in videos here on YouTube, no matter what other people tell you, it is you who's going to be sleeping at night with your stocks losing value or your portfolio losing value. So for me, again, this was a really great experience in September. I am glad that happened. I'm glad I lost, well, I haven't really lost money on some deals because I haven't closed those positions that are losing money. I'm gonna hold on to them because I believe in Amazon, I believe in Google. But the thing is, it is really your decision. Please don't listen to people who are too emotional, like, oh, you should get into this deal. you should get in now because you're losing. Because you know, it's you who's gonna be dealing with red numbers later in your app. That was really it for me for today, guys. I'm gonna leave all the links below. I'm gonna leave all the names of the funds that I mentioned in this video below. And of course, sign up for Webull, get free stocks, sign up for Robinhood, get free stocks once you start investing. Thank you so much, and I will see you very soon in my next videos. Bye-bye.